We're going down south, amigos. Welcome to the adventure. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Baja Uncovered, the JT Meadows podcast. I'm JT Meadows. I'm your host, and I am here with an iconic guy here in Rosarito, Rene Ortiz Gonzalez. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. Cheers to you.
Thank you, JT, for having me.
I've been fortunate enough to know you over the years, and but I don't know if a lot of people see the Rene's name. I've had some people, oh no, that's their last name, or there's lots of story though. So you guys, I would say, arguably have one of the oldest histories here in Rosarito.
Yes, and it all started, my great-grandfather from Sonora. He was born in Alamo, Sonora, was the capital of Sonora in the late 1800s. But he was in the Mexican Revolution with the General Abelardo L. Rodriguez in the Mexican Revolution in the state of Sonora.
Mm-hmm.
So when the revolution was over, the prohibition in the United States was happening like in 1919, 1920.
Yeah, like 1919 and 20.
So the General Rodriguez invited a lot of people from Sonora to open like businesses, like because it's starting to happen. Revolution Street in Tijuana was starting. They had bars, casinos, all kinds of businesses.
Where's that? So I was just in Hermosillo. Is that kind of area, or where?
It's like 2 hours approx. It's in the Sierra, Los Alamos.
Up in the mountains.
That was a mining town. That was the capital of Sonora. And then Hermosillo, no? And that's where all the work was, no? In the 1900s. But when the Mexican Revolution started in 1911 till 1917, my grandfather was in the Mexican Revolution.
And he knew the general?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. They were like 22, 24 years old. They were young. They used to play a lot of baseball on the beach over there in Guaymas.
Guaymas, yeah.
In Guaymas, because the general is from Guaymas, like the General Obregón.
Mm-hmm.
They were presidents. Later, Rodriguez was the president, then Álvaro Obregón, Elias Calles, all from Sonora in the 1920s. So the power was the Sonora power in the 1920s. But going back, my great-grandfather, the revolution was over, and he had work on the government on the Yaqui River, El Rio Yaqui.
Yaqui, okay. And a lot of people, when you hear Yaquis, maybe talk about Yaquis here in Rosarito.
Well, tacos
comes from the Yaqui tribe, right?
But the tribe, yeah. Over there, the Yaqui tribes and the Mayo tribes, they always got problems with territory. The massacres, whatever, in those years. But still, in 1920, they had problems. So my great-grandfather, Juan Ortiz Velarde, that was his name, he was in charge of peace, making peace on the river. That river was still pretty important on the we call it the Yaqui River, el Rio Yaqui. Okay, so he was in charge a couple of years there. I think in 1922, 21, there was a problem in New Year's. Over there, they drink bacanora, like tequila.
I tried it, man.
So
that stuff is dangerous.
So they were enjoying New Year's. I don't know exactly the year, 1922, 23, I think. And things got over, a
little out of control.
Out of control.
Yeah.
So the Yaquis were like big and strong army. And the Mayos always got beaten by the Yaquis. And that night, it was the same thing. And there were some, people,
like a full-on, battle.
There were blood running on the Yaqui River.
Wow.
and my grandfather didn't have enough militaries or guns or whatever, so he telegraphed our General Rodriguez. General Rodriguez was in charge. He was the governor of Baja California because Baja California was a territory. It wasn't a state. So General Rodriguez was in Baja, and he was like his not the head chief of him because the state of Sonora had his own governor, but he was his like buddy, like good friend. Hey, you know what, General, this happened, and he told my grandfather, you know what, well, cross the border, and we can meet in San Diego. So he had his, I don't know, a Ford, whatever, 1920s.
Yeah.
Ford
Model T,
something like that.
Crank in the front to start it.
Something like that. And he crossed the border with his 6 kids and his wife, Rosario Campoy Olea.
One of these being your father? Or your
My grandfather.
Your grandfather.
And his brothers.
Yeah.
6. And they were born in Sonora in the revolution.
Yeah.
1911 till 1917. So they were born in these little towns, no? Like Nogales, Navajoa, Hermosillo.
Yeah.
Because they were in revolution.
Right.
So he crossed the border and he met with the general, I think, in Tijuana. Because that's another story, no? The General Rodriguez was the founder of the Agua Caliente racetrack, and he had some investors, and he was
was there a relation back then to like the Ron family or totally separate? Me Caliente Casino or totally different?
That's the 1980s with
totally different. Okay.
Yes, but this is 19. Yeah, 1920.
But did that stem from that casino? Is what today's Caliente Casino?
The Agua Caliente, it was where right now is like Sam's Club down on the river, on the Rio Zone.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's the Preparatoria Lázaro Cárdenas. You can see the high tower, like a chimney.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the Agua Caliente Casino, the original.
Super cool. I'm going up there on Friday. Now I gotta like.
Yeah, there's still some bungalows there. And the pool, there's still some history there.
And is it operating in some way? Or
no,
it's more of a
no.
museum,
It's a museum. It's the school.
You can go in and check it out.
It's like high school.
Yeah.
College.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. So that's cool. It's still like, it's history, but it's being used and not just.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
In those years, the general said, hey, we're going to donate him this for the
community. Yeah.
In the hospital but going down those years, the first racetrack was there on the river in 17, 18, and the river grew and they flooded. It just flushed.
Yeah.
And I think later they did it up where it is, the racetrack. And well, the Agua Caliente was the first big in Tijuana, big business. Everybody was working there in the 20s and the Revolution Street. I mean, we were talking during like prohibition. So there's no booze on that side of the border. And we'll get to the Al Capone story hopefully here in Rosarito at some point. But so people are just naturally coming down because they could party and they could gamble down here, right? There was a time that Monte Carlo that was number 1 in tourists, and then Tijuana.
Really?
Because all the states, states they had no party,
have fun in the United States.
That's right. So that was part of the growing of Tijuana.
So we say like prohibition kind of like thrust Tijuana into a spotlight.
Yeah, and all the workers that were coming from San Diego.
Really?
Like nowadays,
they couldn't make money up there, right? Yeah,
that's right.
Wow.
And there were no population. And the history in Tijuana and San Diego history, archivo histórico. There's all the information. There were no population in Tijuana, so every year grow the population. Okay, so my grandfather, he bought a house in 43rd Street in downtown San Diego.
Mm-hmm.
like where San Diego Zoo is up there, over there.
Yeah.
Because in Tijuana,
Balboa Park area.
our area,
Yeah.
so Tijuana, the first school was in 1924, inaugurated in 1924. That's the Álvaro Obregón.
Mm.
So there were no, in 1920, there were no schools, there were nothing in Tijuana. So you cannot raise a family there because,
No education, no
Uh-huh.
better life, no future.
That's right.
Yeah.
So he bought a place in the States, in San Diego, and all the kids were Roosevelt High School.
Mm-hmm.
My grandfather started, Rene Ortiz Gonzalez, started selling newspapers. And his English was perfect, of course. They grew up over there.
Yeah.
And
What was that? Was that normal back then? I mean, to have English speaking full Mexican back in the 20s.
well, everybody was Mexican over there.
Yeah.
Well, I think they started the naval base, and
Yeah.
of course, so it was a lot of course.
Yeah. Wow.
And remember, the over here there was nothing. Mexicali, there were like 1,000 people in 1910.
Weren't half of them Chinese then too, or something?
Yes,
like that?
yeah,
Right.
80%.
That's another story.
80% were Chinese. Tijuana in 1910 there were like 1,500. Ensenada they had more people because the port, and that was the capital in those years.
So, like the port, was there shipping and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
small, and that's why there's a lot of people in Valle Guadalupe, Ojos Negros from Russia,
Yeah, the
Germans,
Russian
and
stories.
Marruecos, a lot of
Vivioffs, yeah.
yeah,
Vivioffs,
a lot of nationalities.
Yeah.
So Ensenada was bigger,
Yeah.
much bigger, and well, in Tijuana with the prohibition, of course, every year was booming,
Mm.
So okay, my great grandfather Juan Ortiz, he got the invitation of General Rodriguez. No, hey, come on down to Tijuana. You can open a business over here. You can buy land in Revolution Street. And my grandfather said, let me check. No, he went to Revolution Street and he didn't like the atmosphere because it was like too much party or whatever.
I was already like, yeah.
So he cruised
It's
down.
in Mexico.
Right? He cruised down the road to Rosarito, and he really liked the beach.
But what was so that was in 1920?
23 because our business opened in 1924. Our family business.
And what was here in Rosarito in 1923, 1924?
The Familia Machado.
Okay.
They were owners of Rosarito, you can see.
But this was obvious. I mean, at that time, all just wide open land.
Yeah, cattle.
Yeah.
Cattle. A lot of big ranches with a lot of cattle.
Mm-hmm.
And what I can tell you is when you come into Tijuana and you hit down the Cuesta Blanca.
Mm-hmm. On the food road there.
That's the Ames.
And they owned all that.
I think they were English or Irish descendant.
Interesting.
And then from there, all that, Rosarito Machado. Okay. And here in La Misión, Cross White. Okay. And it's their family
also
ranches.
Another like a descent from England or
the Cross Whites are Irish.
Irish.
Interesting.
I mean, that's what brings the Irish here back then in the 1920s. Like what?
Or some years
before.
Yeah.
But what do you know any of that? Like what brought people from England or Ireland over here way back
then?
They
were coming like from New York and then down to California to the mining, mining.
Yeah, coming through Ellis Island and
mining because in Ensenada they got mining, El Descanso, La Misión, and mining. Yeah,
wow.
Because 49ers, 1849, San Francisco, a lot of those people came down.
Yeah.
So, like the Chinese in Mexicali, they worked the railroads and
that story. That story to me, I don't know if it's accurate completely, but in a small box, I've gotten a story where it was kind of like where the railroads were done being built up in the United States, and when it was over, they basically just said, "You're not welcome here anymore."
Yeah,
and
something
they kicked
happened.
him down south.
Yeah, and then it happened the same like in Sonora and then California, and then like they just like on the middle, like
Yeah.
Mexicali.
So that's, I mean, if a lot of people, if you guys don't know, Mexicali from Tijuana, about 3.5 hours east,
Mhm.
right? And there's underground tunnels there.
Tunnels.
And the Chinese population there is huge now. I mean, they have, I think they say the biggest Chinatown outside of New York, the
Yes.
biggest Chinatown there, and there's hundreds of Chinese restaurants there.
They say they're like 300.
300. That's registered.
They're not, so they're not taquerias, not tacos,
Yeah.
Chinese.
But you see, I mean, there's actually a friend of mine here. You know Wisho Wong?
Yes, his
Yeah.
family is from, his grandfather
Yeah.
is from
I
Mexicali.
totally thought he had some online name like, oh yeah, my last name is Wong, but I'm Mexican. He's no, I'm Chinese, man. I got Chinese in me.
The
for
Wong
sure.
family are owners almost all downtown Mexicali.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh God, I gotta have him on too.
Yes.
Sure.
Oh, yes.
He's a
yes.
great guy. Really
So, talking about the Machado family, in 1923, my grandfather, great grandfather, he went here and he met with Don Policarpio Machado, Don Poli. And he talked with him, and the thing he says, "Oh, I can sell you some land from river to river because there's no technology in
Yeah.
those days." And it was, yeah, okay, and this and that, and he bought from the river, Hotel Rosarito Rene's river,
Mhm.
to La Joya del Mar River. There's like a Don Pisto there.
Mhm.
Okay, that little river,
Yeah.
like 4
That's
kilometers.
like where the La Jolla Excellence and
La
all
Joya,
that is at now,
all
yeah.
that, like 4 kilometers of beachfront.
Wow.
Or-
What do you know what that went for back in the day?
Oh no, I don't know.
Traded for some cows, maybe. Or
No money. My grandfather had some ranch over there in Navajo, Sonora, so he sold cattle and his ranch and invest here. So when he bought in payments, I don't know, something like that, they told me, he started to build the Rosarito Beach Resort. That's the original name.
So what we're talking, that's the first hotel in Rosarito,
Mm,
or there were others?
it was the first resort
Mm.
because the Rosarito Beach Hotel, I think there were plans or they were working at it
Mm-hmm.
because the plan of the Rosarito Beach Hotel was a big plan. It was a golf course, a landing strip,
Whoa.
the big thing.
Landing strip.
Yeah, so my grandfather started in 1923 and he opened in 1924, Rosarito Beach Resort. It was a gas station and a restaurant bar.
Hmm.
And like a dance hall and
And where was that located?
exactly where it is.
Where
Well,
Rene's-
it's closed right now.
Yeah.
But you know what? It was right on the highway. Right now is the highway,
Mm-hmm.
the Carretera Libre. It was there.
Yeah.
And the highway was like, you're going out of the bar and the highway was there like 2-3 steps.
Yeah.
So they moved the bar in with the years, I think 1940, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they opened Rosarito Beach Resort, and it was the restaurant, bar, and gas station with like 4 bungalows or 6 bungalows, and a bunch of land oceanfront you can camping. And we got some photographs that there's a big camping wide tents,
Mm-hmm.
so people came down and camped.
And this is, I mean, primarily the people coming down at that time were from United States.
Tijuana, United States. Remember in 1920 still the prohibition was
Mhm.
going on, so a lot of people from Tijuana that they were arriving 1920s, 30s. The prohibition ended in 1931, I think.
Yeah, it was like a 10-year or something.
10 year, 11 years. So still the tourists was still coming down.
Weren't there a lot of people from Hollywood coming down back in the day, right?
Yes, yes.
And I mean, we get hopefully going to be speaking with some other people who can tell the story of the Caesar salad, but I know even my grandma used to talk about, oh, all the famous people would come down here and hang out and party here back in the 30s, 40s, 50s. And I'm like, really? That seems, wow.
Yeah,
Like prohibition. I mean, it makes sense. It introduced people to something different.
there's a movie called Hollywood, like 10 years ago. I saw the movie, and they didn't said Rosarito Beach. They said the something about the escape.
The
Okay,
escape.
like it was a name.
Mm-hmm.
They said Tijuana, south of Tijuana, on the beach, 30 miles out, and the landing strip was on the beach, on Rosarito Beach,
Oh, they did actually build
the
them.
Rosarito Beach Hotel.
Like right on the, like where they have the beach fest now. It ran
Yes,
up into that.
and it used to be dunes. Okay, we used to have like a lot of beach, like in Coronado, a bunch of
Yeah.
sand, and we used to have like dunes. I still remember 1980 dunes of sands.
Wow.
Where Rene's is, Rosarito Beach Hotel.
Like we have, or like the ones in Primo Tapia, like
Well,
south-
not as big, but yeah, like big mountains.
Wow.
And that was a landing strip.
Hmm.
And yeah, a lot of Hollywood people used to go to the Rosarito Beach Hotel because they had more, bungalows, infrastructure, bigger salones. But Rosarito Beach Hotel started, before some years before, and the prohibition ended, but it was the Grand Depression, no? 31, 33, something like that. So it was kind of business slow. So it was hard times in those years, but still they're going on because we had the Comercio Libre.
What's that?
Free commerce.
Okay.
In Tijuana.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people from the
like
States.
Anybody could trade or sell. Or,
tax free, like like Baja duty free, something like that.
Yeah.
So for a lot of years, there were people selling textiles, textures,
Textiles,
all kinds of stuff. So the commerce really picked up in the 40s, I think, because a lot of friends of mine from Tijuana, they started their businesses in late 30s, early 40s.
That was when like the getting was hot. Like that was the time to strike. Yeah. And
the Agua Caliente Casino was
booming.
Going, huh?
Yeah.
No playing because in 1936 or 38, General Lázaro Cárdenas was the president.
Mm-hmm.
He says, hey, no more gambling in 1936, 38.
Really?
That's where no more gambling.
How long was that shut down for?
No. Like, yeah. Like, Caliente Casino,
like
open. Yeah, yes.
Really?
Yes,
so there's no gambling between late 30s for almost 50 years.
To early 90s. Something like that, yes.
Really?
Yes.
And what was it? I mean, because people were having too much fun. And he's like, hey, I know how to fix this. These guys straying from their family.
You know what? I mean, Mexico in 1800s, 1920s, 1936, 40s, 1940, that was the last general being a president. It was Avila Camacho. That was the last general to be a president in Mexico because all the presidents were generals, military.
Yeah.
So when this general was over, this country started to pick up because there were like more commerce. Miguel Alemán and all this in 1940s, 50s. Mexico was booming. The economy was great.
Yeah.
And 60s still, 70s. And well, here in Tijuana, Rosarito, the town was still a town in 1940s. It was still ejido, like ejido.
Do you mind? Can you explain? So a lot of people don't know. You hear the ejido. Oh, it's on an ejido, or you buy land. Oh, it's within a ejido. Can you explain what that was like back in the day? Like that's when people were kind of given land, right?
Yes. The president of Mexico, General Lázaro Cárdenas, he reformed the, we call it Ley Agraria. Ley Agraria, he started the Ley Agraria, and that's where he said every Mexican's got to have a piece of land to grow their
Crops,
crops, whatever.
build their families, and
And Baja was one of the first ones because there were always the Americans trying to
get in on it. Yeah.
get in on Baja.
Jerks.
No, yeah. So yes, and there were no populations, and we were so far of Mexico City,
Yeah.
from the big armies.
And this was just a big wide open land.
wide
too.
open land, and I'm gonna go back because in 1911 we're having a revolution in all the country,
hmm
and here in Tijuana we're having our own revolution with the Americans.
Yeah.
Yes, because my grandfather, my father's mom, his father
Right.
was Roberto Palacio. He was a military.
Palacio is a big name down there.
Palacio with the last O, with an O,
hmm
no S. And he was a military, and there were 100 military, all kinds of military, like 16 years old, 17, whatever, fighting against the American army. And it's called Los Defensores de Baja California, 1911 to 1917. Okay, the same time in the revolution. So we fought the Americans, and every time we had more people from South Mexico joining the army of the Defensores de Baja California.
Yeah.
And my grandfather was part of it. And we're pretty proud of it. And there's a big statue in the Boulevard Agua Caliente, Defensores de Baja California, because, man, they really did a good job. They really defend the
So it
Baja.
was at that point was the United States. They were trying to take over
Yeah,
Baja,
they're trying, yeah.
even though they gave what was it, $10 million back in the day to take
Well,
over all of California?
No, that was
Mexico.
Santana, that was, Texas and Arizona.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, still, yeah, this is 1911.
I've seen these hats. They're like the red, looks like a Trump hat, but it says "Make California Mexico Again."
Yes.
I love that.
So all this was happening. So there were no commerce was, like slow.
Shut down. Yeah.
So when the prohibition got here, in the States, the economy got booming in this state.
And that was so with prohibition. I don't know if people have heard. A lot of people have heard the story that Al Capone had a big piece down here and even tried to build a hotel casino out on the Coronado Islands.
There's some stories. They say he was here in Popotla. They say he never got here, but he was in Agua Caliente. He was in Tijuana. He was in Mexicali, but he had his his people working for him.
Oh, so he's basically he's funding things to be built and.
Well, the bootlegging, the alcohol was in those years, no? The prohibition, 1920s, still the 30s.
Right.
And then I don't know what, but the story says that once he went to Tijuana with, I think he had like 20 Cadillacs with a lot of arms, more than the police department in Tijuana.
Really?
And yeah, hey, welcome,
Really?
But this is
Really.
And it happened, I think, once or twice. But
yeah.
And in Mexicali, he had a whiskey factory.
Hey amigos, are you looking for peace of mind for daily living and everyday Baja adventures? Ride Baja Mexican Insurance has you covered. Open nights and weekends with real support across the entire peninsula. From motorcycles and cars to off-road vehicles, boats, and even your home, Ride Baja protects what matters most. I personally trust Ride Baja for all of my insurance needs so I can focus on the journey and not on the worry. Ride Baja Mexican Insurance, coverage that goes wherever Baja takes you.
Al Capone had a whiskey factory in Mexicali, or his
whatever company.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
So where did this casino or whatever come about out on the islands?
There's some people who say
there's still remnants of that.
There's
there. I mean, when I've gone out on fishing boats and you can see it still kind of built up there.
Yes, there was a casino. I don't know how many years operated, but yes, it was a casino. and I don't know who owned it. I don't got too much information on that, but still, and then when the general Lázaro Cárdenas, when he prohibited the gambling, the army got there, military,
Went out and shut it down.
and still they're still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they do main thing they do like security, because they got a lot of right now lobster. They grow lobsters on the farming or
Right,
whatever.
right.
And tuna, they got
Yeah,
farming
those
tuna.
big tuna pins out there. Yeah, I see.
So they do some guards.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
But yeah, going down the history of Rosarito, 1940s, the Ejido was here. A lot of people from the Ejido came from the States, but they were from here, families from here, Tijuana, Rosarito. But they went to the States to work because there were no opportunities here to work. And when the Ejido got here, all these families started to,
Settle.
Yeah. Settle.
Start to build a life for themselves.
Do the ranches and my mom's father got here in 1952, and he started the tomato company, the Rancho Rosarito. He was the number one tomato grower in Baja in the early 60s and 70s.
Like, I mean, how much land was he growing tomatoes on?
He got to 15 ranches.
15.
From Rosarito to Maniadero.
Wow.
La Misión and Chichiguas, all that. El Salto, he used to grow tomatoes there.
Oh, yeah.
And all around Rosarito. And that's the hero part. And a lot of people he had 5,000 workers in one time in all these ranches. And I think I'm going a little bit with my mom's family.
Story.
But he had all these workers, and he got to pay, all these people. So we had I'm talking about 1970s. The first bank, he says, "Hey, we need a bank here." He talked with my my grandfather Rene. His cousin was in charge of the Banco Rural, like for the farmers, nationwide. And he talked with him, and he says, okay, we're going to see to open a bank over there. The first bank in Rosarito, I think, was Banamex.
So it was called Banamex back. Yeah.
You know where Dairy Queen is?
Yeah.
Right there.
Really? That was where the first bank in Rosarito was. Yes. And that was in the 1970s.
Because my aunt, my mom's sister, he was the one in charge in that cashier to just pay my grandfather's workers.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a nice story. And going back to the Ortiz and the Renes, we're up in 1924, and a lot of people came down because we had the gas station. So the last gas station going out of Tijuana, there was one or two, La Gloria, okay? And there's a cool history about La Gloria. La Gloria is right now, the little town like Santa Fe. La Gloria is back. I don't know, you've never been there?
Tucked east of
Santa Fe. That was the old highway one going to Rosarito. That's like halfway to Rosarito. In those years, there was a resort there, La Gloria Resort, from Daniel Herrera, okay? And a lot of people from Agua Caliente Casino, they wanted to go down to Rosarito, Ensenada, and they stopped there to put gas, and he has his restaurant bar, beautiful, nice place. And that was, they say that's where they invented the Margarita.
Ooh, really?
Okay, Daniel Herrera in La Gloria Resort. And you can see when you go to Jose Cuervo in Tequila, Jalisco, there's on the wall, on the little cantina they got there, the Mexican tile, it says there.
Really?
First the Margarita was created in...
That's got to be a little controversial in Ensenada, because I've heard the story that at the Riviera, that's where the first Margarita was created.
In Husongs, and then they say... But maybe it was the same day, the same time,
Yeah,
the
right.
same
They all work
summer.
together, maybe.
Yes.
Or, yeah.
But in Tequila, Jalisco, Jose Cuervo is right there.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, if it's up there at Jose Cuervo, which is probably one of the oldest tequilas, in the world, right?
In that family,
The Cuervo family, yeah.
yeah, but right now it's Juan Beckman, the Beckman family.
Mm-hmm.
They grew up in Tijuana.
Really?
Yeah. And they went to San Augustine High School in San Diego. They went to La Paz, Colegio La Paz in Tijuana. So they really know the history, okay?
Yeah.
The Jose Cuervo
Yeah.
company.
Cool.
Yeah.
And they make good tequila.
Yeah, they got tons of tequila, and now they
not
got
all just Jose Cuervo Gold. They
got
put Tabasco sauce in.
That's right. They got whiskey. They got this.
Yeah.
That family is number one in tequila.
Yeah.
But well, going back to Rosarito, yeah, the Ejido, all these people from Ejido started growing. The first, what do you call it, streets in downtown Rosarito is in front of the Hotel Rosarito. Banorte, North and South. That was the first streets, and all those people were Ejido landowners, Rosarito Beach Hotel workers, and Rene's workers, and that was it. That was Rosarito in the 40s, 50s, and then in the 60s they started to build the electric company and the Pemex.
In that same location, like where
No,
TFE and all that.
Yeah, where it is right now. They're
Mhm.
starting to work in the middle of the 60s. So I think that's when it pick up. No, in 1970 it was I think what you see right now, the boulevard. 1970 was houses all on the boulevard. Okay, but just on the boulevard, on the back, on the hills, there were nothing.
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 What about like where Avenida Guerrero is over there on the east side?
That's in 1992.
Oh, so nothing until
Nothing.
then. Oh, really?
Because all that land was Ejido. Okay. When we got to talk a lot of politics, because when Salinas de Gortari was the president in 1988, he did the Reforma Agraria, where the Ejido landowners can sell their properties, lots, fraccionamientos, colonias. And it started to pick up Rosarito in 1990, 89, those years. You can see it growing big time.
Yeah.
And in the year 2000, we were the second or third city, fastest growing city.
And what wasn't Rosarito part of Tijuana until like 96 or something like that?
Yeah, we've always been okay. Remember, Baja was territory, and they were a state in 1954.
Mm-hmm.
It was a state, and then Tijuana was the city, Mexicali, Ensenada, Tecate.
Mm-hmm.
4 cities and the state of Baja, 1954. So we were la delegación. We were a delegation of Tijuana since 1954 till 1997 or 94. I remember. We were part of Tijuana.
Mm-hmm.
Our money,
You're funded by the
Tijuana.
city of Tijuana.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So how did that separation, how does that happen? How do you separate from Tijuana?
The people of the town wanted that.
It wasn't that Tijuana didn't want Rosarito. It was just that the people that lived here were like, hey, we can self-sustain. We don't need Tijuana anymore. We have tourism.
Our recaudación was only dollars.
Really?
Yeah, my grandmother, when I was young, my father is going to give you this money, pesos. No, I don't understand pesos.
Really? So it was mostly dollars being spent.
Everything was dollars.
No shit.
Dollarized. Of course, we had pesos, but so Tijuana having all these dollars to Rosarito, to Tijuana, to City Hall, city officials, they don't want that, no? of course, they want some money to go to Las Vegas, no?
Right.
So my
Yeah,
grandfather.
there was no Casa de Cambios back then, right? You couldn't.
There were, but nobody, everybody wants money.
Yeah.
The dollars. Sorry. My grandfather, Rene Ortiz Gonzalez, he wasn't the mayor, he was delegado, because he was a delegación. He was the delegado in 1960 to 1974. 14 years, delegado. But he was a businessman. He was helping the town, from his bag, his pocket.
Yeah.
And he tells the Tijuana mayors, hey, come on, man, come on. Where's our money, man? Because they took our money and to treasury over there. We need payments. We need water, rain, sewer. We need all this infrastructure. And my grandfather always was with them like this.
Yeah.
And he told them they were wrong. No, he went to his buddy, his friend. He was the governor of Baja, Roberto La Madrid, from 76 to 82. And he had really good, he was a friend of him. He know him since the teenagers. So these guys were 70 years old, 60.
Yeah.
So they were so good that Roberto helped a lot with schools, high schools, with primarias, infrastructure. So that was a good thing. And then Milton Castellanos was 70 to 76. He helped a lot too. That's when Rosarito in the 70s, 80s really got booming business. Of course, we had these devaluations of the peso in 76, 82, and they were pretty hard. A lot of Americans put money in Mexican banks, and man, my grandfather's both.
Yeah.
My mom's.
Meaning, I remember, I don't know, it was 2008, 2009, something like that, when the peso was like 12 pesos to $1. But are you saying that the evaluation was...
Evaluation, yes. Not, that was the terror in the 76 and 82. Now in the evaluation is not that bad. In those days, man, it was big. So my mom's father, my grandfather, my mom's side, he passed away. The tomato grower, Rancho Rosarito, because he lost a lot.
Wow.
And those years in 82, it rained a lot. So his crop
killed the crops.
Yes.
Yeah.
The two in Rosarito Beach Hotel in Rene's, the two bridges, they went down.
Really?
And there's some months I was going to school to Tijuana. I think 6 months without going to school or something like that.
Really? Because the bridges, you couldn't get
no communication
get to them.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
Well, Rosarito really, from a population over there in the 70s of 20,000, now I think we're like 200,000. They said we are 140,000.
We're here?
140. The population in Rosarito.
Really? 140,000.
But we're more.
Yeah. That's what I've heard, mixed numbers. And, even I hear numbers about how many expats or gringos are living here. And that number fluctuates all over. But most of us are illegal down here. Anyway, I'm not.
But it helps a lot. You mean like 10% are foreigners?
10%
of the population, like maybe 20,000, 15,000.
Yeah.
So our economy really helps a lot. And we can talk about the economy. All these Americans or Mexican Americans that are coming from California, other states, it helps a lot because that economy is all year long.
Yeah. And this is a town that was really built on tourism. I mean, even back, like we're learning now, all the way back to the 1920s.
So, all these people, all these Hollywood stars like Bing Crosby and Hayward,
Rita Hayward.
Rita Hayward was she was
I heard there was even some Frank Sinatra sightings down here back in the day,
Yes,
and
Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, and
some
stories
kings,
of Marilyn
queens.
Monroe at the Rosarito Beach Hotel
That's
back in the
right.
day. I've heard that. Yeah.
And Rita Hayworth, they discovered her in Agua Caliente Casino in Tijuana.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
His father is American and his mother is Spanish. So Rita Hayworth bring a lot of Hollywood stars down here. And in those days, and the Lone Ranger, the original one, you know that he lived in La Misión for
Really?
50 years.
Really?
50 years.
The original Lone
The
Ranger.
Lone Ranger, and he used to go to our restaurant bar in New Year's, like every New Year's he was there.
Would you ever yell out to him, "Hi ho, Solo"?
Every day I see him, yes, every time. The original Batman, Adam West, he used to come a lot down here.
Really?
He surf. He would bring some blondies on the
Yeah,
side. And a lot of movie stars like JR from Dallas,
Yeah.
JR. He was living here in Quinta del Mar, and he brought some stars, movie stars. So it was kind of cool, virgin kind of Rosarito.
Yeah.
Okay, and the studios from Baja Studios now, Fox
Studio,
Studios,
yeah, Baja.
really helped.
Until recently, they were filming Walking Dead there, and I mean,
Yes,
a lot of people don't know that Titanic was filmed.
the biggest production, movie production was Titanic.
Yeah.
And it was 2 years. 2 years. I think they built in 1 year, another year they filmed.
Uh-huh.
And we did well. All the town did a lot of good.
Yeah.
The economy really helped
Booming.
a lot.
So
Booming.
up until I started coming down regularly. I mean, my grandmother had brought me down here like in late 80s, early 90s for my first time. And then when I came down on the regular starting around 97, 98, and I remember it then you couldn't walk in Papa's and Beers, with any moving room whatsoever, packed all the time. The beaches were always packed. The hotels were packed. The restaurants were packed. And then at some point, now we're at today. Where do you feel like what happened? Where'd the change go?
Oh, pues planning, infrastructure, police. We get to tell that because even in The Simpsons, they put
Joke
around Tijuana. Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
So our government got to work with the security,
Yeah.
with the police, have their earnings,
Mm-hmm.
like have a life insurance, all these things
Yeah.
that you can be, what do you call it, safe in your job,
Yeah.
better paid and this and that, and professionals have a professional career.
Was there back in I remember I did get hit by the police a few times late 90s, early 2000s in TJ and here, but I was being a jackass, and I got messed with and I paid my mordita for the reason I should, but was it bad back? I mean, was it like that a lot in the 90s, early 2000s? Or was it after like the 2008 crash happened and things got really, really tough down here?
I think they got to have, what do you call it, of course, a lot of people come down and party, but the police officers got to have okay, this guy maybe he went to eat some lobster to Puerto Nuevo, have a couple of beers, okay, he's not drunk, but okay, there's another thing, no? He's too drunk, he's this, and maybe he says, hey, there's $20.
Right.
No?
Yeah.
That culture started from a lot of years ago.
Right.
The mordida.
Yeah.
That's the problem that
well, and these cops don't make shit here either.
That's what I'm talking about, man.
I mean, that's like
$1,000 a month,
to
maybe
gun and protect
maybe
people.
like that.
Yeah.
So, like your question is when it started. I think I don't know. I don't get an answer because
track, yeah.
these cities started to grow,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got bigger.
Yeah.
Corruption got bigger, and it's all over.
Yeah. And it's
So
not just here. I mean, to be fair, it's, you know, Rosarito isn't the only place where that's at. But, you know, for the most part, I feel like if you're not doing something wrong, you should be mostly okay.
Yep.
But, you know, making $1,000 or even $2,000 a month to serve and protect, you know, that's a pretty difficult
I think
thing to swallow.
this last 6 years started pretty bad.
So
Now it's slow down a little bit
well, they just did that big cleanup, right?
because
Of the whole
like
system.
like 100 police officers, they didn't have the certifications to be a police officer.
Oh, they just put a uniform on.
There was like 80, something like that. Oh well,
That's
some
from what's the new group around now? SPCC or
seguridad, Secretaría de Seguridad Pública. That's the federal.
mm-hmm.
There's a federal and city
Yeah.
in the state. Policía estatal, policía federal. So and policía municipal, but it's tough, man.
Yeah.
Being a business person, commerce and all, and we depend. A lot of people in town depend of the tourist.
Yeah.
And of course, when you don't do nothing, they stop you and they want money, and that's the problem, man.
And now with social media,
Now everybody's got a camera. Now everybody you can know.
Yeah.
It's all over.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
so Rosarito is not our publicity. Our name is now like we got to work a lot.
Yeah.
On that.
So that's something where, you know, tourism, obviously this area is built on tourism. A lot of Mexico is built, you know, on tourism. And unfortunately, I feel just personally that a lot of times news on the scary side of the border up north is almost, they say something bad about Rosarito or something, you know, somewhere else in Mexico to almost deter from bad things up, you know, on that side. But there's definitely that element here of there's problems, but I mean, I've had a place, you know, shared, rented, or owned over the last 20 years down here, and I've never really felt horribly uncomfortable, you know, or unsafe. I'm also somewhat of an idiot, you know, and I just say, hey, you know, if something bad happens, that's a cool way to go out. But I've always felt like if you're not selling drugs, you're not, you know, dealing in prostitution or, you know, things that you shouldn't. You're not driving down the street obliterated out of your mind. For the most part, you're going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and we shouldn't have to worry about that. But the news makes it a lot worse.
What I say, you know, to our customers, our friends, American friends, everybody, that we got so many things to offer, no? And then yeah, there's some bad news and this and that, but people come and eat in Tijuana, Tecate, all the state, Rosarito, Puerto Nuevo, Valle Guadalupe. The thing is, the people have they do good. They don't have so many problems.
Yeah.
So just invite the people, no? Because
and you know what I don't see, and I've talked to a couple other people about this. I won't say the names of the people, but it seems like maybe even higher up, going into the tops of the tourism sectors here, don't seem like there's much really being done to help Rosarito. You know, I've heard there's a lot of money available for things to be done and to advertise on the other side of the border or even in other parts of Mexico. And one thing I've said to a lot of friends, I've helped some people with some restaurants and helping them change some things up or do whatever. And one of the first things I say to people is maybe don't try to depend on this. You know, don't depend on the gringo. Because when shit happens or something, you know, if someone's hanging from a bridge or something bad happens in the news, or take COVID, for example, when everything got shut down at the beginning of COVID down here, which was kind of the reason I started doing the boredom report. I was bored. But down here, the main business, 95% of the business was coming from Mexicali, Tecate, maybe Sonora, Mexico City, even lots of people flying in and coming here and partying because they are, you know, spending their dollars or pesos because they couldn't go anywhere else. The businesses that were widely focused just on expat or Mexican American business crossing the border, they were screwed.
Yeah, like we said, we got all kinds of things to offer. There's restaurants up there on the hills, on the ranches, on the landscape, on the beach, and in summer, a lot of people from Arizona, Mexicali, Sonora, because the weather over there is so hot over there, so they come.
Yeah.
They stay here 2 months or more.
Yeah. Snowbirds.
Snowbirds.
Yeah.
So we got the best weather in the world, I think. California, Baja California is privileged. We're privileged with the weather.
Very much so. Waves, weather, palm trees, desert.
Our seafood.
Everything's right here.
Our food, seafood, our steaks, we got a bunch of restaurants. People from South Mexico, they come and they tell me, hey, I eat so good here. This is great.
It's got everything. It's not just when you go to a lot of parts of Mexico. I mean, Sonora is actually a great example. I don't eat a ton of steak, but I had no choice over there. It was like everything was
machaca.
Yeah, everything was steak and it was delicious. It was amazing. But here, in Tijuana and here Ensenada, it's almost like this really cool melting pot of everything. Rosarito isn't just tacos or mariscos. It's got every cuisine. Tijuana's got Michelin star chefs, and Valle and Ensenada. One of the top restaurants in Valle right now is Moroccan food.
Moroccan.
And
yes,
crazy.
we got like we're on the border, so Tijuana, Rosarito, Ensenada. There's so many people from all around the country. So every state in Mexico, they got their own plate or kind of food. Okay, so that's why this special thing is here in Baja, no?
It is.
It's our cultural patrimonio cultural, it's called, and it's recognized by the ONU, Organización de Naciones Unidas, that we got this patrimonio histórico que creo que ni otro país lo tiene.
No.
I'm talking in Spanish now.
I
think this is only Mexico's got this, okay?
Yeah.
Because, mole, Oaxaca, Puebla,
Michoacán, carnitas,
Hidalgo, la barbacoa, Sonora, here. Everybody's got their own, even the mining enchiladas in Guanajuato. What's your plate? I told this waiter. The mining enchiladas. Enchilada with fresh.
Because of the underground mines.
Queso fresco.
Yeah.
Yeah. Queso fresco. So every state they got their own, and this is our rich. We're rich in our cultural, gastronomic. What we offer that. I think that's the number one thing. Our richest and Baja thing is.
Baja literally has something for everyone. And Rosarito, I mean, it's in my heart, and I love living here. I love being a part of it. And I mean, there's so many people like you with insanely awesome, rich cultures and history.
Thank you.
And there's something for everybody here. And I don't feel people should be overly scared, to come down here, but you keep your eyes open. Don't do stupid stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just like in the States, when I cross the border, of course, I do the 70 miles per hour on the freeway, and I obey the laws. No,
right.
That's the only thing. I obey the laws over here.
It's not, even though you're in a really fun country, you still got to follow the freaking rules.
Yeah. No guns, no other things.
I had someone get a lot of questions, like people are like, hey, what do you think about me bringing down my 9mm? I'm like, I'm not even going to answer that question.
You go to jail, man.
Are you stupid?
You go to the baddest hotel in Mexico.
Yeah, the worst and cheapest hotel.
So yeah, obey the laws and have fun, and always try to know where you're going. No, know where you're going, your highways, and all that.
Drive during the daytime. I mean, these are rules I learned back in my late teens. It's just don't be stupid.
And the pay road on Carretera Cota, that's the safest road in Baja.
The highway, yeah.
The highway. You pay $3, something like that.
Oh, man. I mean, you can get from safe. TJ to Ensenada, and I think you pay 50 pesos, 50
Mhm,
pesos,
mhm.
51 pesos. For 151 pesos, $7, you're on the safest road and one of the most beautiful views
And
when you get
that's
south of here.
panoramic views.
Oh man,
And that ticket gives you insurance,
that's what someone told
insurance
me.
and service, mechanical service.
So if you break down on the highway or something like that, the little ticket that they give you, and you
Like
there's a
a
number
rod
on it.
gun and your windshield wiper,
Oh, really?
windshield.
Like cracks your wind.
There's insurance.
I'd heard about that. I just didn't. I mean, when I get it, I'm like, okay, yeah.
And
yeah.
towing.
Really? That's like
and
the Green Angels, right?
the Green Angels. So it's not just paying, no, it's safe
Yeah.
and all these services. So do that, no,
Yeah.
do that. And I want to tell you what the gastronomic thing is. Newport, Puerto Nuevo, the lobster.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's international, well known.
Yeah.
There's 50 right there restaurants, and they're all good. And do you know about the name? Why
I do.
Puerto Nuevo?
I do.
Newport.
About the sign that was out front back in the day.
The cigarettes.
It's super cool.
Newport
so
cigarettes.
tell that story.
Yeah, so outside,
story.
I think this was, I don't know if in 1950s.
That's what someone said
60s.
when I said, hey, do you know the story? And they're like, well, yeah, because there's a newer port for boats there. I'm like, no, that's not
the cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
Newport cigarettes. It was a sign right there in the town of Newport.
Right in the front, yeah.
Puerto Nuevo, right there. And where the sign is, Newport, that's where the fishing village is.
Right.
That's what everybody says.
Yeah.
Newport, yeah.
They're like, how do you find this place? You go to the Newport sign.
Newport sign.
And then Puerto Nuevo, Newport. Vegas still they have like the original cigarette vending machine with the Newport.
Oh, really? Yes.
I think up on the second story of the OG Ortegas.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So this is our culture. Is Americanized with Mexican, and that's what really makes it one of a kind, like our food, no?
It
like
is. And if people want to, if people come down to Rosarito, you guys still have a Rene's in operation, right in downtown, right?
Yes. Well, our original business was open 1924 to year 2014. Okay. And we closed because the economy, we had some deals, problems. And in 2008, 2010, we had that problem. No?
Right.
And then in 2015, a casino. They opened a casino there. They rent us the place. In 2018, I opened Rene's Sports Pub. It's a little pub. Like, I really like the pubs over there in the States.
It's really cool. Yeah, it has that kind of, I don't mean this the wrong way, but, that cozy dive bar feel, with the TVs and the booze all over and memorabilia, man. Your guys' memorabilia in there.
I got all the bunch of memorabilia from the original one. So
really cool.
My son and me were there.
Mm-hmm.
We open every day. And we got Mexican food and American food, of course.
Yeah.
We got fish and chips. We got enchiladas, mole, barbecue ribs.
Oh, really good.
Cheeseburgers.
What's the puerco en verde? Salsa verde?
Puerco en salsa verde.
Oh, man. That is damn good.
So we still, we still going. My son is the fifth generation.
Mm-hmm.
The fifth generation. So that's runs in our blood, no?
I mean, you guys literally, you have over 100 years of history.
Yes.
Here in this area.
101 years old.
Wow, man. That's
a little bit more when my great-grandfather got here.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so few places, like Husong's 1892.
Right.
I was telling you about Halfway House, 1922.
Mm-hmm.
They were it was like a goods store.
Okay. Yeah, like a convenience store.
Yeah. Like Husong's opened in 1892, like a convenience store. And they had beer there.
Right.
Because in those years, there were no banks. So they trade, like we're going to Trader Joe's or
right.
Trade.
But you do like, hey, I need that meat there, and you trade them for beer.
Whatever, yeah. Or whatever.
Here's my daughter.
Or some money you had, or remember, this was mining.
Yeah.
So they had...
give them gold or something.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Silver, gold,
Wow.
And, well, Halfway House, 1922, cool songs. Hotel Rosarito, us. In Tijuana, you go and there's some places from 1949,
Mm-hmm.
1950s, but no, not like cool songs.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
it's old school.
it's tough to get a family business, run family business
Oh, I'm sure.
for more than, like 100 years. It's
Yeah.
tough, man. It's
That's crazy.
so many generations. And
Yeah. Well, thank you, man, so much for sharing your story. I mean, I've known some of it and I learned so much more today. So thank you very much. And your guys' history here is amazing. And, hopefully someone else does a story on your family in 100 years and
maybe you.
yeah, right. I need some stem cell or something like that for that to happen. But thank you, brother, so much.
Thank you very much
for coming down. I truly appreciate your time. And thank you guys for checking out Baja Uncovered. Get down here, check out Rene's, and you can even go and sit at the bar with him or his son, and they'll share the history with you. So it's so cool. And thank you again.
Gracias.
Please subscribe, share, follow us on all the platforms, and we will catch you guys soon. Make it a great time in Baja. Hasta.
Culture, adventure, and a little more. Welcome to the magic of the Baja Show.